Fantastic. Thanks to the organizing committee for inviting me. My name is Lauren Bataille. I'm with the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research. And I'm excited to be here today to hopefully inspire and share a story of an innovative research platform that's translating the anecdotal patient experience into scientifically rigorous real-world evidence data for the research community. So recognizing the trend of patients being, of course, the experts in their disease and their interest in becoming part of a solution to finding a cure for their disease, the Michael J. Fox Foundation established an online clinical study called Fox Insight that empowers patients, control volunteers, and researchers to work together towards Parkinson's disease breakthroughs. So it's very easy for people to participate. Fox Insight volunteers complete virtual study visits on a computer or on their phone every 90 days, answering questions about their family and medical history, their current medical conditions, quality of life, and activities of daily living. The data that we collect in Fox Insight complements traditional clinical research with both scale and accessibility. Current traditional bricks and mortars clinical trials enroll in the scale of hundreds and require people to live close to a clinical site. Our study really turns that research paradigm on its head. We currently have 18,000 participants enrolled in the study, and we launched publicly in the fall, so it hasn't even been a year. And we anticipate 40,000 participants to be enrolled by the end of the year. So the online nature of the study allows for a really broad population of patients to participate who may face both geographic, mobility, or transportation challenges to participate in research. And where our goal really is to have a representative population of the PD epidemiology in the US participate in this trial. The data collected through the assessments within Fox Insight are rigorous patient perspective data. They are validated clinical assessments that have been adapted specifically for use in an online setting. And the flexible design of the study enables integration of diverse data collection modalities. So in addition to coming and to the platform every 90 days and answering these questions about their health, we have opportunities for patients to choose if they feel if they're interested to actually contribute more data. So one option is through strapping on a wearable device on their wrist and providing objective measures of their movement on a daily basis. Another is a partnership that we have with 23andMe, which is looking to enroll 17,000 participants to receive complementary genetic testing, and the genetic data related to Parkinson's disease is then integrated into the Fox Insight database. In addition, we have this ready and engaged cohort that we're able to administer one-time surveys to answer pertinent questions that we're interested in the field, and do this by partnering with whether collaborators from industry or academia. So validated PRO instruments anchor cohort characterization and support interpretation of data collected using novel patient-centered tools. So these are two examples of surveys that are administered within the Fox Insight platform. The first one is a survey designed by Dr. Ira Schulson to collect information on patients' most bothersome symptoms. This is integrated into the schedule of activities for patients to complete every twice a year, so every 180 days. And it's a very human-centric design, allowing patients in an open-ended way to answer questions about what bothers you the most about your Parkinson's disease, in what way does this problem bother you by affecting your daily function, and then rating those problems on a severity scale from least to most severe. Just to show the power of Fox Insight, we have over 5,000 responses to the initial baseline response here and growing. And analysis of the first 5,000 responses is really interesting in showing that we're building a patient-reported outcome natural history of the disease. And so you can see a unigram here comparing responses of people in early versus late stage of the disease, and that different symptoms are more important to people based on where they are in the trajectory of their own experience with the disease. Further rigorous analysis of the symptoms and application of machine learning techniques will help us refine the utility of how we collect this data and how we use it to inform both clinical care and research. So the second case study is a partnership with FDA, MDIC, RTI Health Solutions, and the Fox Foundation to administer a survey, a one-time survey within the platform to identify meaningful benefits and risk for people with Parkinson's disease to participate in medical device clinical trials. And the Fox Foundation's role here was to ensure that the patient voice is integrated early and throughout the entire process of survey development. So what we found was that really good research practices developed by RTI Health Solutions were able to help elevate the patient preference information collected to valid scientific evidence. So we identified a number of patient scientists who helped ensure that the concepts included in the survey were both appropriate for the wide range of people who have Parkinson's disease, in addition to making sure that these were concepts that were important to them, and then prioritize the concepts based on with a ranking survey. And then of those that were selected, the patient scientists were able to review the attribute descriptions to make sure that they were applicable and easily comprehensible for the people who would be taking the survey administered on Fox Insight. So again, to show you the power of creating a platform like this, we had a 2-month recruitment window and had initial responses from over 4,000 people with Parkinson's disease responding to the survey. So having a ready and engaged cohort of people ready to answer questions and provide data, and having that data, those novel data that's being collected, being grounded in these validated PRO assessments is really valuable. And just to close, I want to say that we do recognize that patients and care partners are the real experts in Parkinson's disease, and the data that's coming from Fox Insight, which is unfiltered, direct from patient data, is really informing everything we do as an organization, from our funding decisions to our education and policy efforts and our relationships across the board with stakeholders, from payers to industry collaborators. And just one more plug for the study is that in addition to collecting all this data, we're curating it and making it available for the broader research community to use to answer any questions that they may have. Thank you.
Well done. Jennifer, because you can stay at the podium, because some people might have questions for you. So any questions? Either the card up on the side. So Ken? So press the button and identify yourself, please.
Okay, this is Ken Getz, and I'm with the Tufts Center for the Study of Drug Development. Lauren, that was terrific. Just wondering why the 90-day time period? What was the rationale behind that?
Yeah, the rationale for the 90-day time period is kind of a retention tactic. So most of these assessments that are integrated into the platform are not sensitive enough to detect change every 90 days, and participants are enrolled for a minimum of a 5-year period, but we didn't want people to forget that they were part of a study. So that's our rationale for 90 days.
Any other clarifying questions or to preview? In the back, I'm sorry, was that, please, if you could press the button on the mic and then identify yourself, please.
Hildy Dillon from the Cancer Support Community. So thank you, Lauren. Question for people with Parkinson's that have hand or compromise in terms of their hand tremors, is there voice activation so that they can participate in the survey?
That's a great question. We actually just piloted a voice capture study using the most bothersome questions survey that was developed by Ira Schulson. And so we're testing different opportunities for this. And we're in the process of analyzing the data now to see how that data was captured, and if we're able to compare it to the data that was captured with keyboards. We also have the opportunity for caregivers to assist people with Parkinson's to answer their questions, and we make sure that it's noted within the platform who is filling out the survey each time.
All right, time for one final question. Otherwise, applause for Jen. Oh, in here in front, Donna.
So, Lauren, that was fantastic.
And Donna, could you introduce yourself
Donna
for the
Pryor,
transcription?
Global Liver Institute.
Thank you.
How are you defining patient scientist?
That's a great question. We have, so specifically for the partnership with RTI Solutions and MDIC, we engaged our patient council members, 27 members who are who advise the foundation on really every initiative that we have and do, and to make sure that we're providing a patient lens and make sure it's important for people across the spectrum of the disease. So in this instance, we were limited in scope for who was participating, and has had a very well-versed background in the work that we do and input into the survey and design.
Great. Thank you, Jennifer. Let's give her a round of applause.